All right. Well, good afternoon to everyone. As you all can see, I am not Captain Jack. Welcome to the Captain Jack Rackham show on this special April 20th Saturday Boxing World Liver Day Donate Life Edition. Captain Jack, for all of you guys who've been paying attention to him, know that he's kind of on his whirlwind tour right now, going around different parts of the country. I'm hoping he can make it my way here in Las Vegas, Nevada, real soon, so that we can finally get a chance to see each other and catch up. In the meantime, Captain Jack, yesterday was April 19th, and it is celebrated globally as World Liver Day. I don't know how many of you guys know what that World Liver Day campaign is, but essentially it is for all of us globally to talk about the importance of your liver health. So I'm just going to go ahead and read to you guys what it is. The theme of World Liver Day 2024 is to keep your liver health healthy and disease free. That's what the current year's theme focus is, so that we globally around the world would like to ask everyone to get your liver checked, especially, the Raider Nation. Love you guys. Raider Transplant loves you guys. Please take your health seriously, though, and please make sure not only are you drinking plenty of water and taking care of your food intake and whatnot, but get medically checked. Get all the different tests, get all the different disease tests, get all the different hepatitis tests and whatnot. Because again, the importance of World Liver Day is, the increasing number of deaths every year, owing it all to liver disease. And it's a lot of it is because of the lack of awareness and the prevention measures, really. When we were celebrating April 19th, World Liver Day, this day's aim is to encourage individuals to adopt a better way of life, consume maybe fewer calories at times, guys, get your exercise in, which can help your liver work. The liver is what makes everything in your body work. And then the other thing too, that I'm sure a lot of you who have gotten a chance to see me in the Captain Jack Rackham channel since January, I was co-hosting the show while Captain Jack was away. So a lot of you guys are familiar with Raider Transplant. That's me, Angelo Reyes. And you guys are familiar with my story in that I was a professional boxing trainer and I was training fighters in mixed martial arts. I didn't even know I was sick. And then on that 4th of July weekend of 2022, I was rushed to the hospital, completely ill, and I was told I had less than 30 days to live. Now, how are you supposed to handle that if you were a martial artist all your life and you're in the sport of boxing and MMA and you think everything is healthy and you think everything is fine? And then all of a sudden they tell you, hey, you're going to die, right? So there are diseases out there that you could be born with, like myself. And the disease that got me is something that I talk a lot about and I advocate for, in where we need a lot more Filipinos and Asian Americans and anybody in the AAPI, or if you're Native Hawaiian, the Raider Nation, please just go get yourself checked for a hepatitis panel, because you don't even know if you were born with it. And a lot of us are born with it, especially if you were born in Asia, in Vietnam, the Philippines, Cambodia, Japan, China, places in Africa, the Middle East. So it's just important for you to take your health seriously. Again, and liver disease is something that it doesn't show you you're sick. You just go from being where you're at, and it's a silent killer. And then one day they're just going to tell you you're going to die. And if it's too late for you, then that's it. You guys are probably wondering right now why I'm here and I'm alive. It's because of the power of organ donation. That's why I'm here, getting a chance to have this platform on the Captain Jack Rackham channel to talk to you all about World Liver Day and taking your health seriously, and also about what we're celebrating this month, which is April. And I know the draft is coming. Everybody's excited about the draft. We got the big pay-per-view fight night tonight, right? Haney versus Garcia. But there's something bigger out there, guys. And the bigger thing is April in the transplant community, we celebrate it as Donate Life Month. And it's our chance, it's my chance as a liver transplant recipient to go ahead and talk about this initiative so that everybody could understand that organ donation saves lives. So when you're looking at me right now, I just told you that in summer of 2022, I had 30 days to live. Today, you guys are looking at me, and you guys have seen me on the Captain Jack Rackham channel, entertaining everyone on those Thursdays and Sunday nights, and I'm smiling, right? And I look healthy. I'm right now 21 months recovering from life-saving liver transplant. And I can tell you guys again that transplant life is not easy. This is something that I've talked about in a lot of different shows, and you'll see it on my Instagram at Reyes Boxing. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you'll see a lot of the Donate Life advocacy I'm doing. So to raise awareness of, if you haven't considered being an organ donor yet, please do so. It was the sacrifice of my donor and his family that I'm alive today. And believe me, guys, there's not a day goes by that I wonder, why am I still alive? And that 19-year-old who had to pass away in order to give me this second chance at life, why is it me? Right? Because I was already supposed to be not around anymore. I was my death day essentially was supposed to be that summer of 2022, and I'm alive today because of the power of organ donation. So I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. If you at least give it a chance and you at least do some research to know that it's not what all the myths are telling you about organ donation. It's a very safe thing to do. It saves people's lives. My mother was an organ donor and saved her brother's life 32 years ago. She donated her kidney. It's something that, again, it's very dear and close to my heart. Raider Nation, please, the two things I'd like to get out of this first 10 minutes that I'm talking to you guys is, number one, please take care of your liver. And I'm not just talking about the alcohol consumption either, or all the food that everybody tends to eat during the tailgates and the games. I'm just talking about getting medically checked, because you might not know what type of disease is lingering in your body that is just silent. And that's what happened to me. I had a disease that I was born with. Didn't even know it. Then one day you're just told you're going to die. And not everybody is as blessed or as fortunate as me. So please, I'm going to work on seeing if I can get the Las Vegas Raiders to do a free health clinic or a hepatitis screening over the next season. I'm working with it right now with my doctors to see if it's even a possibility that we could do at some point. Because I know that it's annoying sometimes. And in all honesty, if you don't have good insurance, testing could be really expensive. So I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on seeing what Raider Transplant can do to bring Raider Nation some of these free clinics so that you all can get tested and get your liver checked. So I want to start the whole show off with that, because as you saw in the title is a special episode talking about World Liver Day. So I want to thank everyone who participated. I want to thank everyone who went ahead and shared my post and liked it on at Reyes Boxing on Instagram. And for all of you transplant patients who are doing your part in Donate Life advocacy, I appreciate you. For all the organ donors out there, we can't thank you enough. And all the organ procurement organizations out there who's doing all this work to raise awareness. And I want to thank the Hep B Foundation and all the different hepatitis groups out there who's talking about how there are people who were born with it in the 1970s, like me, that are now all dying because they did not know that they were born with this terrible, silent, killing disease. So thank you for listening to that. And again, the beginning of the title of the show is Haney versus Garcia. So Captain Jack, let me go on the channel because for you guys who have been listening and have been paying attention, or if you want to go ahead and read the description on this channel, that is what I did before I had to get a life-saving liver transplant. I was in the world of professional boxing, coaching different fighters. Again, I don't want to talk about the championship level fighters too much. And I also coached in MMA. So kind of wanted to talk about the Haney Garcia and the craziness of the whole buildup to the fight. Before I do that, I want to salute everybody who's here. First of all, for everybody who's here at the chat, I want to thank you so much for seeing this. And if you get to watch this on replay, I want to thank you for taking the time to click view and press like and subscribe to the Captain Jack channel because he provides good content out there for Raider Nation. And again, you guys are probably out there seeing him right now. I think if he's not in Fresno, he might already be closer to Vegas, maybe in Northern California with Jack Kenna. I'm not sure yet. But let's see here. Anthony Estrada. Let's see. All right. Yes, sir. Perfect timing for a big fight tonight. Hey, thanks. Hey, Anthony Estrada, I promise you, with the boxing knowledge that I've been able to be fortunate enough to learn from the likes of Freddie Roach and Roger Mayweather and throughout my career. Again, I don't want to talk about my career too much. That's not what the show is about. But I promise you, you're going to have a fun time. I'm going to take you down a deep rabbit hole of how we should see this fight tonight, because there's a lot of, and I want you guys to chat in too and tell me what you're thinking about what's going to happen in the fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, right? We had the whole debacle at the weigh-ins. There's a lot of different tweets and stuff going out there. But yeah, no, this is definitely fun. Hey, Jack Kenna, salute my brother. Thank you so much. I saw you on Thursday night with Captain Jack. So I'm sure you guys are going to have a good time when you guys finally get a chance to see each other. I'm hoping that Captain Jack, when he comes down this way, we can get together too. So, all right. Yeah, Kenna's. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, good. You're going to get a chance to meet Captain Jack tomorrow. Awesome. That is great. Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, I know. So, Jack, I think if you're a repeat viewer and if you're not watching this live, it's really important that you guys press those like buttons because it helps the algorithm so that more and more people get to see Captain Jack. And I know you guys know that Captain Jack has his own show with Violator and they do it during the season. But the Captain Jack Rackham channel is a fun channel to go to. And again, Captain Jack's such a great guy that he's willing to allow someone like me to get on his platform to talk to the Raider Nation about getting screened, getting checked, get your health in order, talk about organ donations. So yeah, no, please hit those like buttons. If you like the content that we're going to give you today, please hit those like buttons. Let's see. All right. Talking to Carlos. You guys are talking football. Nice. All right. Let's see here. Okay. What do we got? Okay. Hey, Rafa. Thank you. Thanks for coming in on this special episode. Again, going to be mainly talking about boxing, but let's see. I did have what do I think about trading up for Jane Daniels now that you know what? If he drops Jack, if he drops fall enough, and we've said it in so many different shows here on the Captain Jack Rackham channel that if he falls down that far and we're willing to get him for the Patrick Mahomes deal, that was 2 firsts and a third, I'm in. 2 firsts and a third, and I'm in. That's the Patrick Mahomes deal. Let's see here. Want to make sure I shout out everybody here. Oh, yeah. No. It's boxing, Jack. It's going to be boxing tonight. Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, cool. That's nice. Yeah, sure, Jack. Let me get through my first set. Stay on, and then I'll send it out in a sec because I'm actually expecting some surprise guests today. So, but I want to get through all of the boxing stuff, and you guys might be surprised before I finish talking. I'm going to keep it to an hour. If it goes a little over, it's probably going to be because a special guest comes in that you guys didn't expect. But I promise it won't be longer than 90 minutes because the fights start at 1:30, and I gotta go. I gotta watch the fights too. So Let's see. Uh, let's see. Let's see. All right. All right. Great. So let's go ahead and start about that. Haney versus Garcia. It was built up to be the big fight of this year. It was built up to be. Let me say it this way. It was built up to be the first big fight for boxing in the United States. And I preface in saying that because for all of you guys who aren't boxing fans, you need to know that boxing is extremely popular throughout the world. It's like soccer, right? And if you go to Riyadh or you go to the UK or you go to Japan or in any of these other countries, it's the number one sport. Now, for you old school Raider fans like me, you remember that boxing was the number one sport in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, right? Even in the 2000s, we were having some major fights. And I think overall what hurt boxing is there's so many different promoters that they were able to basically kind of not let the major fights happen between the best fighters in the world. So it would literally be like if the NFL allowed the Kansas City Chiefs to continue to keep playing the teams that weren't Super Bowl contenders. That's kind of what sort of was happening in the sport of boxing in the United States. And then, celebrity boxing, right? Those are one of those things where some people are okay with it because we're in a newer generation, but some people aren't, who are old school, who want to see what real boxing looks like. But in terms of talent pool, there's a lot of amazing boxers out there right now. A lot of young names that you might not even know of. And if you want to, it's kind of like being a Raider fan, right? If you want to be a real Raider fan, you got to dig down to the rabbit hole and find out who we have on the reserves contract. So same thing. There's a lot of great up and comers. I know that Turf of the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, he really likes Abdullah Mason. He's an up and coming American fighter. I've talked to Chris of the Protect the Shield podcast and about the kid that's fighting tonight, Cromwell. He's from Ohio, and he was an Olympian. So there's going to be a lot of great boxing matches tonight. But the main one here with Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, we have an undefeated fighter in Devin Haney who's 31-0, 31 wins, no defeat. Became a pro at 17, went to Mexico and basically did his career that way rather than to try to go to the Olympics. And he has 15 knockouts. Very high level record, extremely high level fighter. If you watch them a lot, he's very technical, almost bionic in the way he does things because he doesn't go out of his game. He sticks to a frame and a plan, and he doesn't let his emotions get in the way of what he's going to do. And I there's no more fight that proves that than his last fight in San Francisco. Sold out crowd at Chase Center. He went back to his father's hometown, place he grew up in as a child, and he went ahead and fought Regis Prograis to win to retain the WBC title yes, it was to win the WBC 140-pound title. It was his first move up in weight. And he handled Prograis extremely well, pretty much pitched the shutout. The one comment that a lot of the boxing insiders will tell you about Devin Haney, or maybe that you've heard, is that in a fight like that, he had 3 chances to actually knock out Prograis. And instead of knocking him out, he was if you watch baseball, the best way I could describe it is Devin Haney is like a Greg Maddux. He's not going to blow you away with a fastball, but his fastball is going to look really fast because all his other pitches are so deceiving that it kind of throws off your timing. And that's the same way. He's not like a Randy Johnson type pitcher where he's going to blow you away with a 102-mile fastball, right? He's going to kind of pick you apart, right? Paint the corners. So it's the same thing. Devin Haney in boxing, he moves, he uses the entire ring. He he really gets in there and just kind of picks you apart, figures you out. He's extremely technical, won't take too many chances. Very defensive at times, I would almost say, right? Where instead of, for example, like you'll see him where he'll use the jab and he'll set up a straight right to the body. And then rather than follow it up with other combinations, he'll do a straight right to the body and pull right out to see what you're going to do. And that's a lot of how his style works. And believe me, man, it's extremely effective. I mean, 31 wins, no defeats, right? I mean, nobody's beaten him yet. There is the controversial Lomachenko fight in where a lot of the fans believe that Lomachenko did beat him. And then in the Jorge Linares fight, he did get hurt. Devin Haney did get hurt by a smaller Linares who carries a lot of power. Very similar to Ryan Garcia. So that's kind of Devin Haney for you. I hope you guys are understanding that I'm painting a picture of this is a champion who deserves to be a champion, a very well-respected fighter. And if he can actually catapult himself and win tonight it has to be an exciting fashion too. It can't be, I don't think the American boxing fans or the American fight fans period or American sports fans period really want to see Devin Haney not be an all action fighter. And one of the things that he did say this week, and his dad's been saying it, so we'll see if it's true or not, because sometimes we know that this is kind of just a ploy, right? But they've been talking about how he's going to stand in the middle and he's going to go toe to toe. That's what Devin Haney says. I don't know, guys. Maybe you should pay the pay-per-view tonight to go watch it. Now, the big draw that we know of, and the one that's getting everyone, I mean, everybody from little girls to moms to, I mean, a lot of people are really going to tune in tonight, is Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is the big, huge social media superstar in where some of his tweets were so controversial that you either like them or you don't like them, but you probably are going to tune in to you're either going to pay the pay-per-view to watch him get knocked out, or you're going to pay the pay-per-view to see him win by knockout. And Ryan Garcia is kind of a very polarizing figure in that sense. But if we're just going to talk about the boxing acumen of someone like Ryan Garcia, he is very good. This is a person who's had 230 amateur fights. I believe he won 215. He's got like 11 national titles. Went into the pros, and he's 24 with one loss. The one loss coming last year to Gervonta Davis. But again, that loss was controversial because he had to drain himself. There was this kind of weird rehydration clause that was happening. And then also, he had a separated rib, and everybody was kind of knew about it, the separated rib. So when he got hit and he didn't get up, that maybe because in his head he didn't want to sustain further injury with the separated rib. But in any case, he definitely didn't feel like he was himself. And the whole lead up to this fight, the whole revamp to this entire fight for Haney versus Garcia tonight on pay-per-view, starts at 5 p.m. But the first preliminary fights is going to be at the Zone YouTube, DAZN. If you guys want to watch it with me, it's going to be at 1:30. I'm going to get off of this before that time, so that we can go ahead and all get a chance to watch some of these great, exciting boxing matches that we're going to see, and some of the future names in boxing. That's what we're going to get a chance to see. And like I told you guys, without further ado, I told you I was going to have a special guest on, and here he is. Before I bring him on, look, I told you I didn't want to promise you guys anything, right? And I told you I'm going to keep it under that 90-minute mark. And I spent the first 20 minutes talking to you guys all about World Liver Day. Please, Raider Nation, be an organ donor. Please consider it. More importantly to me, please get yourself checked. Stay healthy. I spent 10 minutes talking to you guys about all the different things that liver health matters. You have to get yourself checked. But this next person, if you're a true Raider fan, you don't need an introduction for a Purdue Hall of Famer. I know he doesn't like it when I say it, but I like to say that he's the greatest defensive player to ever come out of Purdue. I know he's not going to agree with that, but when you watch the tapes and you know that in his freshman year, he goes in there and plays with Drew Brees, and he wins the defensive player of the year that year, I believe. I don't know the exact college awards because I'm not a college guy, but no, this man as a Raider gave us his heart and soul. Never played a down, not going 100%. I've always respected him for that. Always stayed clean the whole way through too. So no cheating involved, which I always appreciate. But more importantly, he's such a great family man. Love his family. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids, and he's such a good father. So want to bring him on today. And we were talking about World Liver Day and organ donation. Here's my dear friend, Hall of Famer Stuart Schwagert.
Angelo, hey, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, man. Yeah, actually just getting back from my son's soccer game. So tell me about this National Liver Day. I guess I had no idea that. I mean, I know obviously there's probably a day for something, for major, heart day, lung day. I'm sure, probably a colon day. I mean, for everyone that struggles with any type of issues with those body parts. So what is National Liver Day? Is it today or is it yesterday?
It was so April 19th is World Liver Day, and today's the day that we're kind of repeating it to talk to everyone about what yesterday was. It was a huge global initiative, and I'm talking all over the world, where everybody was doing different seminars and different talks, different free clinics, because globally, Stu, and I know you know this, there are a lot of low economic areas and people that are just poor, man. I'm just going to say it. We're just poor people that can't get the health care that we need. Hey, buddy.
Say hello to Alex.
Hey, Alex. Hey, buddy. Wow, how was soccer? Did you get a goal?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
What I told you on the way there, I said, if you get a goal, you can get whatever you want. What do you want?
A Carnage Lego head.
Oh,
so the Carnage Lego head. Yeah. So
okay.
Yep.
So Stuart Schwagert's gonna get his son, Alex, a Lego.
Absolutely. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
That's awesome.
All right,
That's
sorry.
Again,
So go ahead.
I told you guys, he's such a great dad, such a great father. So no, Stu, so I was saying, so what happened with me, Stu, for example, right? So here I am. I'm at high level boxing and MMA, and you know, like I don't like, I don't like to brag about it because people can just Google search it. But you know where I was at in terms of who I was coaching and all the different people. And for me not to
we talked about it in depth. You.
Yeah. So I know. But come on, Stu, that's our private friend conversation, right?
I know.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. So but for me to not even know. Like imagine if when you were playing in your second year and you're hitting your stride, and then all of a sudden they tell you, hey man, you're gonna die. How does this happen, right? And that's what I mean about the liver diseases that happen in everyone's body. And it could be based now, some of this could be based off of your diet, like fatty liver disease, which could creep up on you, and then all of a sudden you get cirrhosis and it's too late. But a majority of it around the world is because of these silent diseases that you never even got tested for, that you were born with. If you were born anywhere from 1970 to 1983, 84, you might want to go get checked, do a whole liver function, liver panel test.
Why is that?
Well, for me, so if you're born in Asia, for example, I was born in the Philippines, disease called chronic hepatitis B, which is a very big disease that kills the majority of the people that die because of liver cancer is because of that disease.
Hepatitis. How is that transmitted? Is that through?
Mine was through natural birth. So they don't know the exact theory as to why the baby boomer generation ended up getting it in their DNA. We don't know, but it was global. Okay. It was a global, it was
nothing to do with, how everyone's so up on the vaccinations. It has nothing to do with any type of.
Yeah, well, part of it, Stu, in the United States, and there are 30. I want to say there's at least I know of at least a 33-year-old who didn't even know she had it, and when she started working for the Hep B Foundation and she had to do the check, they found out. But I think it wasn't until 19.
There's no symptoms.
Well, there's no symptoms for this, Stu. So it wasn't until 1989.
They call that asymptomatic, right? Or no?
Yeah, like for me, man, my on that 2022 May 31st, I'm celebrating my son's high school graduation. First week of June, all that really happened was I was kind of tired, but by the end of that month, dude, I was in the bed, 100 and almost 103 fever. I was shaking. That to rush me to the hospital, and then I didn't even know. Like, you just don't, like, there's not really signs that you know. And that's what that article that I sent you, that HRSA.gov, if you guys want to look it up, that's the Health Resource and Service Administration that the government does. HRSA.gov. My story's in there, and I kind of explain what happened with me. Right?
And in a normal, I'm assuming in a normal yearly physical, they check your liver.
And I wish
enzymes or what is it? What are they? What is it?
I wish I could tell you. It depends on the doctor that you have. And for example, in Nevada, I can't speak too highly of the doctors as a whole here because we don't have a lot of it. And the ones that we do have are so overworked that they're just kind of rushing you through like a drive-through.
Yeah.
Right. And then the administration messes up paperwork. So in all honesty, if I'm speaking for it from my standpoint, Stu, you yourself, Stu, for your kids, for your wife, you guys
probably have to specifically ask them to check.
Yes, you have to specifically say, hey, have you checked my liver function? Since we're doing a blood work anyways, since you're going to draw my blood.
I know for certain when I was with the Raiders, I liked Indocin, the anti-inflammatory, and that required about every 3 to 6 months where they would do a liver. I don't know what they do, but they would, because it's hard on your liver. So, and I didn't take a lot of it, but they would. I do remember them saying that they would specifically check the liver again. I don't.
Yes, no. And Stu, here's the other thing too, my friend. You're in a contact sport when you were playing football, so we don't know what other players had. Yeah. So if it gets on you, right, then you have to know that too, right? And again, it has to be a very deep thing, but these.
Well, yeah, we have open cuts and wounds, and
exactly.
I mean, especially that turf. I mean, that's just a cesspool of
germs,
shit, and puke, and spit, and blood, and piss, and everything. Yeah,
exactly. No, that's exactly, and that's why again, and again, overall, like. The big stigma with liver disease, for example, will be, oh man, you're an alcoholic.
Well, the color is neon green. Is that the color for
what's that? Yes, and that's the reason why I wear green is the color for organ donation. And April is Donate Life Month. I'm actually going to do a few segments about Donate Life Month with a couple of news here locally. But Donate Life Month is us as a transplant recipient. We're asking people to consider it if they've never even thought about it before. Because Stu, man, I'm alive today because of the sacrifice of a 19.
Yeah, how about go back and so you said you were tired, and then what happened?
Yeah, first week of June, I just thought, in all honesty, in my head,
when was this? 2020?
This was 2022. 2022. Okay. This was just 22 months ago.
Oh wow! Okay.
I know I look good like this sometimes too, but I'm only still recovering right now, man. My entire body, if you've seen the pictures too, my entire body is cut in half. I have no core muscle at all. All I can do for activity, bro, is walk, right? And I'd be walking really slow if you and I were together.
C-section, almost like a C-section, somewhat, or
no, it's big. No, it's worse. Stu, they cut you in half, brother. They cut you in half. All right. Here, I'll tell you what, Stu. Like, I mean,
don't show. I don't want to see, dude. I don't like seeing.
All right.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not.
I was going to show you but no, they cut you in complete half. Your entire. Okay. They cut through your entire core muscles. They essentially, just think about it this way, Stu. For a liver transplant operation, and hopefully
they go through the front though. They go through the front.
They basically cut you, the mark that I have looks like a Mercedes sign. So they cut you like in a reverse Y. They open your entire inside. They grab everything.
Take everything out.
They take everything out, Stu.
Yeah.
They take everything out. They put the new liver in. They put everything back in. They close you up.
Oh, wait. So, okay. All right. We're ahead of ourselves here. So 2020, you're tired. Okay.
Yeah. So 2020, super tired. And in all honesty, at the time, I was thinking my wife had just battled cancer and had finished her chemotherapy and her radiation treatments. So I thought, well, that was a big battle, right? So I thought maybe that's why I'm tired. Shortly before that, like literally a month before she was diagnosed with cancer, my son just had his 10th heart operation because he was born with only half a heart, right? So I've had to deal with, at the time, he was only he's
and
20
forgive
now.
me, I have to ask this, but automatically when you think liver, you think of alcoholic,
right? But
and
that's why we're trying to educate everyone that that's not the number one reason.
But I'm saying you don't drink though, right? Or do you?
No,
right? Yeah,
no,
okay. Right.
Not even back in the fighting days and in the training people days. You can't. I mean, I didn't. It's just something that you don't do because you want to perform it at a very high level.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
all right.
So anyways,
your child, your wife's chemo, you're now okay.
Yeah. My son was going through so I had to raise a son who was born without his right ventricle of his heart. So he literally is living like Alex right now. Like when my son was that age, sometimes he would turn blue, man. Like, just because it's just one of these things. So, but you deal with it as a father, you're a good father.
Yeah,
you deal with it. So there's an awful lot of stress that comes with that, as you know, going all the way through, right?
Well, hold up, buddy. Just remember, I told you I'm talking with my friend for a little bit here, and I wanted you to kind of hang out, by yourself a little bit.
So everyone who's listening right now, I'm with Raider legend Stuart Traggart with us. Hey, so anyhow, but yeah, no, I was thinking in my head.
Thank you for the legend tag. I appreciate the legend tag. Thank you.
Hey, hey, Stu, come on, man. You got to stop this stuff because why do people like you so much, right? It's not like, okay, I'll tell you this.
No, we're talking about you. Go.
All right. I just want to say that however long anyone played, if they gave it their all, that's what matters.
Thank you.
All right. So anyways, so for myself, I honestly just thought this is probably me stressing out because my son's about to go off to college and I'm freaking out about the fact that I'm not going to be able to
no issues with like blood and urine or nothing. I guess that's kidneys, right? Or bladder, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, the thing too is, and this, you have a tough guy mentality like me too, especially from back in the day. And, when as it got closer to the end of the month, as I was feeling more and more tired, I had this weird thinking in my head where I was like, I could probably take care of this. I'll just detoxify, or I'll drink a ton of water. I'll do a fucking bunch of cinnamon and shit, like vinegar and all this stuff.
Yeah, apple cider.
Yeah, apple cider. Like, man, you just home remedy it because what are we used to, Stu? We're
sit in the sauna or something, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? You tough it out. You're thinking, man, it's probably something I'm just gonna get through. I'll be fine. Because in the past, when we've been sick like that, we just kind of go, it's fine.
I always what I used to do when I had injuries or sickness, I would try to forget it and it would go away. To be honest,
I did the same thing, Stu. It's like the mind over matter thing, right? Where you're like,
also when you make it into a thing, then it really is a thing, right?
Yeah.
So you try to ignore it and you just try to push through it. But okay, so all right, so you're trying to do that.
No. So no, same exact mentality. But when you have a disease like this, that's what they literally call it, the silent killer.
Okay.
The disease itself, for me and for a lot of us who contracted this at birth, it's all over our skin. It's like it's our entire DNA.
So when you say disease, so this is an actual.
This is, Stu, the most clear way I can say it to you is it's basically a form of HIV.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
All right. So I'm like right now I'm like a Magic Johnson. I have to take the same pills Magic's taking in order for me to continue to live.
Okay. Yep. All right. Yep.
But that first liver already died. That my original liver, the disease, it doesn't attack any other part of your body. It only attacks the liver. But you have to understand that the
how long from when it hit? Well, it was in your body your whole life, though, right?
Yeah, it was in my body my whole life, and you never know when it's going to get triggered.
Okay.
So here's one, Stu, and this is a good question too that you're asking is when you're getting tested, if one of your family members who's Filipino gets tested for what they call, hey, you have the hepatitis DNA in your system, right? That means you got to ask the next question.
Is that a Filipino or they're?
Well, it's a well, again, I'm speaking from statistical figures. Statistics say that up to 70% of us who are Filipino, especially if we were born in the Philippines, have this disease. And we just don't know about it.
My mother-in-law was born in the Philippines, so
right. So it's a good thing to check. Chances are, Stu, if she's lived this long, that she's probably fine, right?
Gotcha.
Okay, but it never hurts to just get checked just to make
sure.
But
this is nothing that's like it can skip generations then.
No, the only way your kids would have passed it on, the only way your kids would have it is if your wife had it through her mom.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
But there's no way but again, Stu, there's other reasons to fatty liver disease is a real thing. So you got to watch your kids' diets, right? Those are different things that can cause cirrhosis. Essentially, if you just understand that the liver is the transmission of your whole engine of your whole body, like take care of it, man. Don't mess around.
When you said your liver died,
it was already
you're still functioning or no?
No, that's what's crazy, Stu. So now when you're talking about the symptoms, when they rushed me, there's this thing that happens to you called ascites, where you think your stomach's just getting bigger because you're fat, but you're not. Now mine wasn't like huge, but before the surgery, when I was trying not to go into a coma,
Charles Rogers'
highest weight
Charles Rogers died of liver failure.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Very big pot belly towards the end.
Yeah. Right. So again, like it's one of these things where when they got me in Nevada, we don't have a transplant center. Basically, everybody's kind of panicking. The doctors are just trying to keep me comfortable. They were actually shocked that I wasn't already in a coma. They were shocked that, and I was doing a lot of the things you were saying about.
So when you walked in, how long were you in there?
I didn't walk in. They wheeled me. Basically, really? I got rushed in. And then they wheeled me in. The lobbies here in Las Vegas, there's, again, the healthcare here needs a lot of help. But the room was so filled that they couldn't even.
Why is that?
Just because Nevada, it's number 50th in healthcare. It lacks a lot of people wanting to come here who
50
are
out
healthcare.
Of 50 states?
What's that?
50 out of 50 states?
Yeah. We're the last. We're last, Stu. We're last. Congratulations, wow. Las Vegas, for all the money that we have.
No state tax. No state tax. Hey,
the thing is, Stu, too, is there's a lot of politics that ends up happening because right now I'm still working on trying to get a transplant center here because we don't have a liver transplant center or a major transplant center here in Las Vegas. And a lot of it is I hate to say it this way, but in healthcare, it's also a business. So if there's a private practice that's somewhere closer to Las Vegas and they don't want you to take away their business, hence people that are getting sick, then they get a little scared and they try to get in the way. And, there's a lot of different things that get involved. But at the end of the day, man, if we end up having a liver transplant center here, it's going to be one of the projects I'm working on right now.
All right. Okay. So good. That's awesome. But you get in there, it's hours. I mean, you have hours at this point.
No specific timeline. They get me in on the 29th right away. Once
do they put you in a coma? Do they induce you? Into
no, I wasn't in a coma. I was just I was in a wheelchair outside. They kept wheeling me in and out for different tests. But once they established that I had what they call full-blown cirrhosis, which means the entire liver is completely dead, and now my liver is not working at all. Right. Yeah. That's when they rushed me up to oncology to the top floor. And essentially they're like, we're just, the words, Stu, we're just keeping you as comfortable as we can until we can go
pain management.
Right. Much. Until we can go find a place that can take you on as a transplant recipient. And the problem with this, Stu, is
so they don't in that hospital, it's not like a liver sent to it. They have to find a place for you to go.
Dude, they had to send me to another hospital in another state to go because where'd
you go?
I went to Riverside in California.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is it medevac or what? Did they fly you?
So they were trying to helicopter. So here's a story for you, Stu. I won't get too long again, but they tried to helicopter me in, and I had good insurance, but the insurance administration fucked it up.
God, I can only imagine what the fuck that would cost.
All right, but they messed it up. So basically, as I'm dying, dude, and I'm running out of days, if it wasn't for the good graces of a nonprofit group of doctors who basically stepped in and saw my case, saw that I was only 47, saw that I was critical, like I'm going to die, but they felt that they could save me. These doctors just basically said, we'll upfront all of the costs. You guys just need to sign a paper that says he's our patient and we'll take care of it. So the minute they grabbed me on July 8th. And then I went to from Las Vegas. I got transported to Riverside Community Hospital. And that's where this group of doctors, Stu, at the time, they just started their 5th liver transplant facility. And I was their 3rd liver transplant patient.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
So
okay,
again,
it's remember, hold on. Okay. Yeah. Remember. Okay.
It's
but really I gotta say this though, regardless of the doctors, where's the liver coming from?
So that's what I was telling you before, is when we were talking about organ donation, that's what I carry heavy with me every day, Stu. A 19-year-old kid died.
Like that day?
During the week of when I got transferred, it was a 19. I don't know his name because all I can do is read the medical report.
Live organs, how long can they live outside of the body?
That part, it depends on the organ, but the liver doesn't have a very long life expectancy to it. It's got to go right away. So when you read my medical report, it literally shows you that as soon as the 19-year-old had passed, they went right to going to me. It was that close. Like you could see it. Like it showed on my medical report, it showed as I was dying.
How often does this thing, I mean, this seems like something that's very now. How often does that happen where it's not planned transplant?
That I don't know, because I mean, for me, when I was,
I've got to assume people know, like, hey, my liver's fucked. I'm in here. I need.
That's a good question.
And they're waiting, and they're probably.
So, for example, for anyone who wants to know those type of details, you guys can go to housemedicine.com. Housemedicine.com gives you all this information. But if you're someone who you feel like you're going to need a transplant at some point, that's a good group to go to and start applying and asking, could I somehow? There's different centers in America, Stu. There's one in Louisiana. There's one in Arizona. There's one in Northern California, one in Southern California. But you have to understand that there's not enough organs for people who are on the waiting list.
Yeah.
So Stu, if you're dying, right? You're dying, and someone can advocate for you, right? And you could somehow get on someone's list. Like you can go to Purdue, and then Purdue goes, hey, we can save Stuart Schwaggart, right? Maybe we could send him to Louisiana. Boom, you go to Louisiana. Like that's how it works, but it has to work fast because you have to understand, like you're dying. So it's not one of these things where you're sitting at home chilling. Now there are cases, Stu, where that happens to people, right? And then they have to go through the whole waiting list process. And that's a different thing that I can't speak to because that's not what happened to me.
Okay. All right. So who was the donor?
That I don't know, because they will not tell you, because you have to understand it this way, Stu. Okay. There's a rule to it. It's so UNOS is the governing body of the federal government, and they keep everybody's privacy safe, right? Remember, it's okay.
Would you care where it came from?
Of course I do. I care about it every day. I wrote. If you read the article that I sent you, that HRSA.gov dissent, I talk about how I'm not even at a point yet where I'm ready to write a letter, because every time I try to write that letter, dude, I just break down. because I don't know what to say. I don't know
Where are you going to send it though? Where do you send it?
You send it to the organization that I know, or you send it to your doctors, and then they send it to that organization, and then if you're lucky enough, you might find out if your donors.
They may reach out to you and say thank you.
No, they might not, Stu. They might not even read it. They might not read it because I want you to look at it this way. Okay, look at it from your standpoint. And I I hate doing these type of things because it puts people in an awkward position. But if it was Alex and Alex just passed away, and someone asked you, would you be willing to go ahead and help 8 other lives with Alex? Right now, you have to.
I feel like I would want to go meet those people.
Of course you would, but during the time when it's happening, during your grieving process. During the time that you're still dealing with the fact that you just lost your little boy.
Yeah, I mean,
those are the sensitive times. Like, at what point, Stu, if your son Alex saved my life, at what point would you think in your head, would you like for me to approach you? How long is your grieving process going to be? Are you going to be okay to hear from me in a year? Are you going to be okay to hear from me in 2 years?
To me, I'm thinking the sooner the better, to be honest.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, you're also the number 3 pick of Al Davis in 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like, during
that time, I would want to know what's the reason for this happening. Well, the reason is this person calling me saying thank you because now I'm alive. That would give me like, okay, so whatever happened, this is like, I would need that probably right away, to be honest with you.
Right. No, and again, but you have to understand it because everything is private too, Stu. There's a lot that goes into it. Like,
well, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, absolutely.
Like, what if, for example, and again, you know me, man, I never like to get into politics or race or anything like that. But what if the family member that you had that passed away, who wished to be an organ donor, and one organ donor can save up to 8 lives? You know, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, right? Like, they can save up to 8 lives. You now,
right? Eyes, you can do eyes.
Yeah, you could even do tissue, bone. You could say like you can enhance other people's lives, but in terms of saving people's lives, like heart, liver, kidney, like you could save up to 8 people's lives, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So imagine this. So your family member, let's say it was your mom, she became a donor. And your mom had this wish, but let's just say that particular family that it went to maybe isn't a family that you agree with, whether it's politically or whatever.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
I could see how that could.
Okay, so this is what I mean. It's like remember the Hippocratic oath. Yeah, the Hippocratic oath.
Some problems to where
Exactly, Stu, remember that the Hippocratic oath in America, or the Hippocratic oath around the world, is supposed to be someone's dying, you have to go save their life. Period. End of story. Yeah. No reasons for why or who, or it's just that's your job. You're a doctor, you got to go save their life, right?
Well, let me ask you this. So what is it, just blood type, or is there anything else that goes into?
There's a lot. There's Stu, that would take us like another 2 hours to be covering. There's a lot that goes into it. Like,
not only do you need someone to pass away in that time period, but you need them to pass away with very specific.
It has to be specific. Like, for example, it's not like your liver might not be matched for me because something will go wrong.
How much does your race fit into it?
That I don't know the answer to statistically, but what I'll tell you is
black, white, Filipino, Hispanic, none of that.
Yeah,
really...
okay. So all I can do is give you personal experiences. My mother donated her kidney to her little brother when he was dying 32 years ago. She gave him the kidney. He lived for 32 years, no problem, no rejection. He just died last year, and it had nothing to do with the kidney. It was because of other reasons.
Sorry to hear he passed away. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. So again, that's a personal story. I'm on anti-rejection medication, and a lot of us transplant patients are on anti-rejection medication.
So what is that?
We just don't know. We don't know when it's going to reject, Stu. We don't know. That's why you have to be on anti-rejection medication all your life.
What is anti-reject medication?
What it is, Stu, is that if you need an organ transplant, like let's say you needed a kidney, it's not your kidney, so your entire body attacks it like it's a foreign object. It's constantly trying to kill it. It's constantly trying to reject it.
Medicine stops the antibodies from attacking it or something?
So anti-rejection medicine tricks your body into believing that is a part of the problem is, Stu, and here's the problem. When you take these anti-rejection medicines, the side effects are so high. Like, for example, bro, before they lowered my medication, like in my first year and a half, again, I'm only at 21 months as of this week, Stu. I just hit 21 months on Monday.
Well, yeah, right? what is
the first month, like listen to this, Stu. In the first year and a half for me, I couldn't type because my hands would be shaking all the time. Like it'd just be shaking. Like I had Parkinson's, dude. Like it would just and I wouldn't even know. Like I could be just drinking my water and then all of a sudden it'll just be like.
And that's from the medication to make sure.
That's from the medication, right? Here's one that I'm dealing with right now. Even though they've lowered my medication, no matter what I do, even if I keep my diet clean, even if I'm exercising or whatever. I mean, when I say exercising, Stu, not like your level. I'm talking about walking, man. Like if I can walk 2 miles, bro, that's
what I do. I walk with dumbbells like this, dude. I'm the guy in the fucking while I'm walking.
I can't even pick up dumbbells, Stu. I can't even do that. So, but if I'm just keeping up a regular routine, no matter what I do, I can still become type 2 diabetic because of the medication that I'm taking.
Okay.
And now I'm going to have to deal with another disease on top of having this chronic illness. Now, here's a big one for you, Stu. Here's a big one that transplant patients deal with all the time. And this is why I tell you all the time, my brother, like you and I, sometimes we can hit each other on a rhythm where I'm still feeling pretty energetic and you're feeling energetic. We could talk till 4 a.m, right?
You know what? This side note, I was going to say that I'm glad that me and you are talking because it's hard for me to keep up with you on your messaging, dude.
That's the only, Stu. That's the only way for me to connect, bro. Because I'm isolated.
I know, but what I was going to say is, but I was just saying how much energy that you have and how much motivation that you have to continue to communicate and all that stuff. And I'm not the best with it because, with the family and stuff, but I was going to say I'm trying to keep up with you.
So can I tell you why, Stu? And I talked about this on the HRSA.gov article.
I'm assuming cocaine.
No, bro. When you die, and I honestly was in that point where I was saying my goodbyes and I knew I was going to die. I knew I was going to die.
We talked about this.
You get the second chance at life, Stu.
Yeah.
Every interaction I have, every conversation I have, to me, it's like the last conversation. So when you and I talk, right, or when you and I are texting and you're saying I have all this energy, it's because, Stu, that might be the last text I sent you, bro. And I want you to be able to go, Angelo just sent me a text the other day, and it was about blank, blank, blank.
And about and I had the similar when Charles Rogers passed away. I said, you know what? I'm not waiting for anybody else to call me or text me, or I'm gonna be the one that's reaching out, and I'm gonna be the one seeing how people are. I'm gonna be the one because I remember so many times it was like, oh, I can get to him next year or next month, and all of a sudden, hey man, he's gone, bro. He's gone.
Exactly, Stu. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what I mean is, so I was on the receiving end of that, Stu. So I'm just coming back right now. I can't go to any Raider games. I can't go to any of these different functions. I can't go to a public place. How many times I've already been invited to go to?
How much medication are you on then?
What's that?
How much medication are you on?
I'm on a lot. Okay. I used to be on 2 pages worth. I'm now down to 12 drugs. That's
really
12 pills, essentially.
Is it all just? I mean,
it's for every single part of my body to counter whatever's happening because of whatever's
everything else is probably exerting more than they should, right?
Yeah, because one drug will make it wonky, and then you got to take another drug to counter this and that. It's a lot, man. It's And here's the thing too.
Dude, I'm on 8 different medications. It's a tightrope almost, dude.
It's a tightrope. Now here's what's crazy, Stu, because I'm on all these.
But how often are you checking in?
I do blood work. I do blood work as often as every 2 weeks.
I was going to
say,
and
the longest I'll go without doing blood work is 30 days.
Because they're constantly probably adjusting everything.
Constantly. Like when I just got my latest blood work, I'm going to talk to my transplant doctor, the guy who opened me on Tuesday, because on this latest blood work it says my iron level is critical.
What's the worst side effect that you're dealing with post?
Well, I've dealt with a lot already, but the worst right now, are you talking about like right now? What's the worst I'm dealing with?
Yeah.
Currently I would say I'm pretty close to being diabetic, which I'm really doing my best not to get to that point. And my hands don't shake as often, but it shakes sometimes. My brain sometimes too. Like I could be talking to you, and sometimes I'll know the information, but I can't get it out. Yeah. Or it's like hazy or weird, right? My vision sometimes too, it just for whatever reason, it just gets blurry. Like I can't see
sparkles.
No, just like it's kind of like when you need glasses, but it's like it gets like that. So that's why I don't drive.
That's a sign of diabetes, though, isn't it?
A lot of this is the drugs, man, because I'm on a lot of different drugs too. The bone weakness is a big one, right? So one of my friends who's also a liver transplant
how do you not really quantify, but how do you know your bones are weak? Does it hurt?
Because they are from the time you get your operation, and then as you continue to do this medication, your bones get weaker as you get. I mean, there's nothing to do about that one. By the way,
sore. They're just sore.
No. They're weak. And I know for me, because I was
you can feel it that you're.
I know my bones are weak. At one point, I remember asking, like, why is it that my joints are painful? Like, what's going on? And they ended up giving me another medication to adjust my uric acid, and that helps with the comfort of it. But I know that my bone density is
what was it, Mike? Whatever, microfialgia? No, what's that fucking right? What's the term? Weak bones and joints, right? Is it microfialgia?
I don't know how to say it. But I know what you're talking about, though. The where your bones are so
right.
Weak.
Is it?
No, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Here, I can look it up. Let's see. Weak bones. Let me look it up. What? I forgot what the medical term for weak bones are. Sorry, everybody who's there's osteoporosis.
I know that. Yeah, it's
right. Let's see, bone fragility.
Maybe I'm thinking of like a rheumatoid arthritis type of thing.
But that's one of the big ones. Another one, Stu.
That you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you like? I'm just trying to think of how you can feel that your bones are weak, other than maybe just them breaking or something, or
they're not like or at least. I can't say that
just
because
achy.
It's not like I'm doing any contact anything. But that's one of the things that my doctor says is I can't go back to doing stuff like that. Like I can't hold a mitt for you and you throw a punch and I catch it. Because okay. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want to take no chances, right? So there is this disease that can happen to you though as a transplant patient called avascular necrosis, and this will be interesting to you. Avascular necrosis is what happened to Bo Jackson. It's where the blood supply.
Hold on.
Stuart Charger just getting some. So if you guys are listening to the Captain Jack Rackham channel right now,
I'm
just
grabbing my pen so I can. What is it?
You can write it down. Yeah. So friend of the show, friend of Raider Nation, Stuart Schwager's guest on our show. We're talking about World Liver Day. We're talking about liver health. We're talking about hepatitis. Talking about getting your liver functions and your liver checked. Very important.
Health period. Yeah.
Your health period. So avascular necrosis is something that can happen to you as a transplant, Stu. Avascular necrosis is what happened to Bo Jackson when the Cincinnati guy tackled him and his hip came out of joint socket and the blood flow wasn't going into his bone area of the hip anymore, and he needed a hip replacement. Stu, that happens to transplant. That just happened to one of my friends. But before his first year, before he hit his year mark, they told him, they said, hey, we're really sorry. There's not enough blood flow going into your hips. You're going to need a hip replacement at some point. But if you just want to deal with the pain for now.
I know blood flows everything to heal anything.
Right. And the blood flow happened, Stu, not because of the sickness, it's because of the medicine.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying is so one of the terms that you'll hear transplant people say is all these medicines that we're taking is also slowly killing us, Stu. You know, that's kind of the balance, right?
I know that you have to look at it and go, are the condition that I'm treating is the condition that I have. How do I say it? Is what I'm treating worse than the side effects of the medicine that's treating me for the condition? I guess you could say.
And that's a great statement to make, Stu, because for me, you know what made me want to fight hard to come back and be here in this world is all the people that you know how you want to, when you're alive and you haven't hit that death period yet, you want to be able to think that you were such a good person that people actually love you, right? But when you're nearing death's door, Stu,
wait,
you actually see.
I thought just the person with the biggest houses and most cars and money. when that means everything, doesn't it? No.
I'll tell you, Stu, man. You look at your beautiful kids right now, right? And you look at your wife, dude. The most important thing is that you have.
When you're dying, that's not what's important.
No, I'm just saying. You'd be surprised at how most people don't think about it until the time comes. And when the time came, Stu, I'm sure you're very much like this too, where you have this warrior mentality, right? Where when it was my time, when it was happening, I was already saying to myself, like, you know, in 47 years, I was able to accomplish all these amazing things. In 47 years, I was able to raise this beautiful son who only had half a heart. I've had amazing relationships. My wife loves me. My mother loves me so much that my single mom who sacrificed her entire life to give us a better chance at it, right? I mean, and in Philippines, poor, you know, is not regular poor, man. All right. So my mom who sacrificed to get us in America to have this better life.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So and she was there, Stu, at 70 years old, my mom was by my bedside, wouldn't leave it at all. Right? Like when you know you're that loved, how blessed are you? How lucky are you? So if it was your time to die, how lucky were you that you were that loved, right? So when you realize it, you know who you fight for to continue to live on in this world. And for all of you guys who are listening to this, who are maybe dealing with mental health, I just want you to think about it this way. The people that love you is who you fight for. Yeah. Because maybe you're not fighting for you. Maybe you're fighting for them. So because they love you so much, they want you to be here. So that's the fight. So when you ask that question, like, well, this medication you're taking is slowly killing you. So, you know, like sometimes is it worth it? It's 100% worth it to have an hour with you, Stu.
An extra minute was, yeah, okay.
Stu, I'm having a great conversation with you right now. We haven't even talked sports yet.
Well, I hope we don't, to be honest with you.
Well, I have to talk about the fight a little bit. You know, I promise that.
Well, everybody, you said 90 minutes coming up. I think on 90. Is it 90 minutes?
I will only have 40 minutes left.
Hour and 20, right? Isn't that 90 minutes? An hour and 20. I'm
at an hour and 11 on my side, so I got.
So you have 9 minutes. Yeah. You have. But
if we could transition to it right now, Stu, I kind of wanted to show this tape real quick, and I was about to talk about Ryan Garcia. First of all, Stu, are you familiar with these two guys at all, Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia?
Not by name.
Okay, all right. Yeah. But is this a fight that you think you'd be interested in watching?
I mean, what do you?
So I'll give you the details on it. I was talking about earlier before you came on. I said I was explaining to the group who's listening that Devin Haney's 31-0, undefeated. He's one of the up and coming champions, and this is the fight that's going to crown him as possibly one of the pound for pound good fighters right now, right? 31-0 with 15 knockouts. Okay. Ryan
And
Garcia, though,
this is in what?
this is at 140 pounds
This
in
is boxing.
Yes. Straight boxing. Straight
right.
boxing.
Okay.
And this is the high level stuff that we've talked about before in private.
Okay.
This is the high level boxing I'm talking about, right? So Devin Haney.
Forgive me, it popped in my head, and with my memory, I have to ask it because I'm going to forget about it. I want your opinion on somebody that my buddy that was over today showed me as maybe one of the best fighters ever, and I want your opinion on it. And I got to say the guy is pretty fucking tough, but give me 1 second here. Let me just.
Yeah, no problem. So as you're looking for it, Stu, to everybody who's still listening right now at the Captain Jack Rackham channel with Stuart Schwaggart and Angelo Reyes, Raider transplant, to all of you who know me on this channel. Ryan Garcia, who is 24 wins with 20 knockouts, has over 230 amateur fights, 11 national championships. I mean, this kid is an amazing talent, and he only lost last year one time. And there was a whole lot of caveats to why he lost, as I was explaining to you guys about 15 minutes ago. Separated rib, rehydration clause. Now, this week, you guys saw the weigh-ins yesterday, and the weigh-ins was crazy. I mean, first of all, Ryan Garcia weighed in at 143 pounds, which was over the limit, and he didn't care about it at all. He was willing to give an extra $1.5 million to Devin Haney for missing the 3 pounds, because you have to hit 140-pound weight limit. Devin Haney looked fantastic. You guys who are avid boxing fans know that tonight, as they're rehydrating, they're going to at least be 155 pounds.
Fedor Emelianenko.
Oh, yeah, Fedor Emelianenko. He's the best heavyweight ever. Stu, it's funny you asked me that. Stu, listen to this. Tell your friend.
He's a bad motherfucker. What makes him so...
Stu, tell your friend the next time you see him, not only do I know he's a bad motherfucker, in 2018, I was the guy coaching against him.
Okay.
The big fight that I was training is I was training Frank Mir to fight Fedor.
Okay. Actually, my buddy brought up the Frank Mir fight.
Yeah. So you can tell your buddy that I was training Frank Mir.
Okay. Anyway, okay. So,
all right, so
came up
we can talk about that in private, though, Stu. Right. That's fine. So, and again, not to.
Yeah, forgive me. So anyway, so where were we at? Go ahead.
So anyways, so this Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight, it was supposed to be at 140-pound weight class. The craziness of this is Ryan Garcia is so popular. He's so popular in the social media space. He does all these crazy things. Like, this guy's like, if you think Jake Paul's popular, Ryan Garcia is probably 10 times more popular. Than
is the Jake Paul thing all just fucking? Is this all bullshit? The whole thing.
Yeah, okay. That, you know what, Stu? Let me get on your podcast one time.
Okay,
and then we can talk about that, and we could really break it down. All right. But yeah, this big fight for tonight. It's deemed as it's the reason why it's important to a lot of us who is in the boxing world is this is the fight that's either going to make Stuart Schwaggart and his kids pay attention to boxing or not. So if it ends up being one of those boring, one guy's kind of not trying to engage and fight, okay, then people will probably say, see, boxing's boring. That's why I watch MMA. But if this ends up being a banger,
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Haney Garcia. It's one of the highest trending things happening right now today.
He looks like a fucking Abercrombie model or something.
Oh, dude. And both of them are only 25 years old, Stu. Both of them are peaking in their careers. Ryan Garcia has 24 wins, 20 knockouts.
How big are they?
Haney's 31 wins, 15 knockouts.
What's the weight?
140 pounds.
What is this fight on?
I'm about to share screen and show you.
What is this fight on?
This is on DAZN. So you have to, you have to sign up on pay-per-view. But Stu, where you live, like around that Purdue area, there's probably a place somewhere there that's showing the fight for free anyways. You just go to there and go to dinner.
Yeah, but I don't like going out in public, dude. I'm not gonna.
That's true. You should just ask
for University. I had DAZN or whatever because of Jermaine Franklin. All his fights were on
so it's in the same channel. Yeah, it's in the same
No,
channel.
I don't think I still have a membership for it, but
yeah,
this is
you just
this
watch
is
it
the
there.
fight that's gonna do what?
It's gonna start. It's starting in like 10 minutes. By the way,
But you said this fight's the fight that's going to
make it popular in America.
A new generation.
Make it popular to the new generation, because Ryan Garcia is like he's all over the place. TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, like
okay.
you know. But no. But here, let me explain it this way.
No, it is what it is. No, I'm just saying it is what that's what it
that's
is.
The space.
That's the next generation.
That's the next generation, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Stu. As a boxer, he's the real deal. This guy had 230 amateur fights. He was 11 national championships.
Where are these guys
This
from?
guy's the real deal.
Where are they from?
Ryan Garcia is from Victorville, California. Devin Haney's from my area in Oakland.
Oh, they're American.
Yes.
They're both American.
That's what I was saying, Stu, is this American fight is what's going to determine whether boxing
That's pretty rare, right? You don't
America.
see two Americans fighting, do you? Too much anymore?
It's rare to have it this big and this high level. Because
they've never fought before.
No, okay. No, let me take that away. This is what makes it exciting, Stu. In the amateurs, they fought 6 times. Each of them have 3 wins apiece. So this is game 7.
Amateur is all points, no knockouts, correct?
Yeah, but you can knock people out in the amateurs. But that's true. It's different, right? But it's kind of like saying this. It's kind of like saying they had a rivalry in college, and now they're getting the chance to play in the pros for the first time. But when they're going to match tonight, it's for the championship or it's for the whole enchilada. Essentially, if Ryan Garcia wins, dude, he's your next Oscar de la Hoya.
Well, that fight's not going to be on for another 7 hours. You know that, right?
No, there's other fights that you know me.
Okay.
I have to watch.
I was going to say, there's no way that fight's going to be starting in fucking 5 minutes.
No. The first fight's starting in 10. I'll be able to see it right now while I'm talking to you on television, anyways.
Well, no. So, like you said, you got actually a minute and a half here, dude. So, all right, what do you got?
No. So
you have a minute and a half, and I'm leaving because I don't want to fuck your shit up, dude.
No. I'm okay. So I'm looking at my clock, and I got another 20 minutes on my clock. So it's all good. I not to go over. Oh, you're talking about my 90-minute mark. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a lot about the whole hepatitis thing. So I want to. So this is what I want to get to the viewers so that they can see it. There was this crazy thing that happened yesterday, and a lot of people think that Ryan Garcia isn't taking the fight seriously because he was drinking a beer while he was on the scale, and he went overweight. So instead of making 140 pounds,
that was all just clickbait, wasn't it? Or
that's what I've been saying, Stu. I think that Ryan Garcia actually knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, and he was willing, because what he had to do, Stu, is he had to give an extra $1.5 million to Devin Haney for going over the weight.
Well, let me ask you this: what beer did he drink?
It didn't say it was. He said it, so we didn't see the bottle. But Ryan Garcia, they asked him how much whatever that beer. He goes, I was drinking a cold beer.
I'm saying, I wonder how much whatever that beer company was paid him to do that.
True.
Too.
Maybe they paid him $1.5 million. Right? Like who knows? Right? Maybe they're the ones paying.
Think about it. I mean, boxers invented promotion, right? I mean,
exactly. See, you get it, Stu. You get it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is if you look.
Oh, and also too, he's fucking with the other guy. Like that guy's. It's all fucking head games, man. Like head games. He's gonna fucking be what the, and he's gonna. Oh, this dude, wait. Then he's gonna be thinking, is he taking this fight serious, or is he fucking with me? Is he, and that's all you're doing when you just plant a little bit of that fucking, just to fuck up the dude's pregame, whatever it is, the night before or whatever, dude. That's just, I've never believed in that shit. I don't like it's, you know what I mean? That never flustered me, but it fucks people up. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Yeah.
Really
I was never I never liked mind games. You know what I mean? I didn't like that shit.
It's part of the fight sports though, Stu.
Well, I mean, yeah, when it's mano a mano, I mean.
And you have to go all the way back to Duran versus Leonard. Duran-Leonard won in the 80s. Duran-Leonard won. Fucking Roberto Duran was messing with Sugar Ray Leonard's wife.
See that, so that I mean that's that fuck. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You don't fuck with some dudes.
and that threw Sugar Ray Leonard off.
But, I mean, if that's what you want to do, and you think that that's going to give you the edge, I think it's bullshit. But I mean, I'm sure probably.
Dude, it's people who can get under other people's skin and throw you off your game. Like, think about it. When you were playing, right? And you were safety,
I know when I ran. I know when I ran.
Got
track,
in your head.
Well, I know when I ran track, I would. Hey man, hey, good luck today, man. You know, hey, how you do? Hey, I saw your race last week, man. You're doing really like shit, dude. Like,
right.
You're fucking going good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I would do the friendly thing. You know what I'm saying? We're like,
right.
They would start to, okay, what is this? Let me see. What is this?
No, so I want to show it to you, Stu. So this is what I was trying to show the viewers so that they could see it for themselves. That this kid.
Slavic beauty seeking romance. Is that what we're looking at here? Or? Oh, okay.
I'm trying to educate the fans here in boxing. Yeah, but this is what I mean about Stu. Like when you're talking about one punch power, this kid's got it. This kid has one punch power. Watch. You just pay attention. Look, like, see, those are all clear boxing moves, right?
People, a nut shot.
Yeah, that was a shot. That now look. These are some of his highlights, but it just shows you when he gets close to you, he's gonna go after you, kind of like a Ricardo Mayorga.
Is this guy good? He's fighting right here.
I don't know the exact record of that guy, but again, just think about it this way: like watch it like you're watching the combine. Just watch Ryan Garcia. Don't pay attention to the other guy, and look at how clean and balanced he throws.
Yeah,
he doesn't overthrow. He knows exactly when to turn his body. He knows exactly how to leverage the positions.
Well, just so you know, whatever you're saying right now, I'm just going to go, yeah, but I don't, that's too insightful for me. So I'm just going to go, yeah. No, I got it. I get it.
Well, come on, Stu. You've at least athletically trained with some.
Well, I know, but I can't agree with you on all that shit. I can say, yeah, I see that he's that, but yeah, you went in depth there, dude. But yeah.
Right. No, that's funny. No. But,
what about the other guy?
Huh?
The other dude. This is the other guy here.
Another one.
No, the other guy he's fighting though.
Oh, you want to see that guy? Okay, give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you one on that one too. Okay, so this is him using a shoulder roll technique. Now, again, Mayweather was the best at that defensive tactic, but here's him trying it out. But look at how powerful. Even when you try to cover up, even when you try to put your hands up to cover, he hits you so hard that he can move your entire body. And you're just born with this explosion. That's explosive, bro. The way he's throwing, those fucking punches at 140 pounds, at 135 pounds, those feel like heavyweight punches.
They're hitting pretty hard, huh?
I mean, even like you can't. That's why everybody tries to grab you, because they're panicking. They're just panicking once you start throwing.
His reach looks pretty long,
and
right?
His reach is really long too.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
this is, and they're equally the same. So the difference, Stu, is one guy is a power puncher. This kid, 24, Ryan Garcia, 24 wins with 20 knockouts. The other guy is a technical boxer.
So okay,
but see, like, look, you can't look how many punches he kept throwing. He never even stops.
So when you say technical boxers, the other guy just going to try to win.
The other guy is now. Okay, now I'm going to compare it. Okay, so here,
just win in the 10th.
Yeah, see, point, look at how the Ryan Garcia is a pure attacker.
There you go.
He attacks. Like, that's what he does. That's why people like him. That's why people like watching him, because he's not trying to mess around. He's trying. Look at what he does to this guy, Stu. Watch this. I think this is a one-punch knockout right here. He's fighting the Filipino kid on this one. See, look at that. The guy tried to block it.
Oh.
He tried to block it, Stu, and see, that's real power, Stu.
My Filipino guy.
It's real. Yeah, it's real power. He knows how to time it on the inside. This is like This is like you know how to like when to hit the guy exactly. You know when to hit him.
Well,
He knows. He can see it. See, look. He's timing this guy for a left hook.
What you just said, he can see it. So much is vision, dude. And some guys are just they don't see it.
Look, watch this. He's timing this guy for a left hook. Watch. He's setting him up right now. Look. See?
Yeah.
So what? Now see how every time the guy dips down, he's trying to catch him with a hook.
Yep, he's timing him up.
Okay, watch this, dude. You're gonna like this one.
I like his gloves.
Boom.
Yeah.
Knockout. See what I'm saying? And that's all it takes, dude. That's all it takes.
What's he looking at right now? What do you think the guy was looking at right there?
He's looking at, I don't know.
He saw his grandma. He saw his papa. His
like Logan Paul is there watching Ryan Garcia.
Saw his
you know what I mean? Like,
Ola.
look at that timing, Stu. Look at how clean that timing is. So like I said, man, this kid's the real deal. I want to show it to everyone so that if you get a chance to watch this on the
you gotta give the other dude. You gotta show the other dude real quick, and then
I'm gonna show that guy. So I'm gonna show that guy next. All right. Let me click on it. Let me prepare it.
Hey, do you fuck with the? I've tried to connect with the guy, the Filipino MMA dude. That's a huge Raiders fan.
Still don't know a Filipino guy that's a Raiders fan, Stu.
No? Well, he says he's from Hawaii, but he's Filipino.
Man, I'm pretty sure
MMA,
I would know.
MMA guy.
I mean, if he was like, maybe he's is he Samoan? Maybe I don't know.
He's from Hawaii. He claims Hawaiian, but I'm telling you, he's Filipino.
Filipino?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, here I'm going to show you. Let me stop that one. Let me show you the other one. Okay. So the other kid I was telling you is very technical, Stu, and you might not necessarily like his style, but it is so.
I don't like Floyd Mayweather fights. If this is what you're getting at.
Well, no. It's not even that. But I mean, let me put it to you this way: the reason why he has 15 knockouts.
No disrespect against Floyd Mayweather because he's a very.
Of course, Floyd Mayweather was the GOAT, man. But I'm just saying,
everybody wants to see the power punch knockout.
Yes, everybody wants to. So this guy that I'm about to show you, Devin Haney, 31 wins, 15 knockouts. He is the WBC champion right now. He's where Sugar Ray Leonard was at this point of his career, right? Basically, the way he fights is when he hurts his opponent, he doesn't want to put him away. So that's what I mean about how he's very technical. He's going to stick to a game plan. He's not going to try to go for an interception. He's just going to cover the guy. Like
why not? Because he's scared if he goes for it, he might get out of his game. And
I don't know that he's scared more than.
I wouldn't say scared. I'm not saying scared, but
I know what you mean. But I think it's just his style, Stu. I think that it's just kind of his thing. Like I'm gonna enlarge it so Alex can see it too. But I think this is just his thing. Like this is the way he likes to perform certain. Yeah. Let me see. That should be big enough for you guys. Yeah, that should be big enough for you both. All right. So watch this, Stu. Okay.
He's in the.
He's the black guy.
Okay.
In the white.
Okay. Devin Haney.
So you'll see, like, he's very technical, Stu.
Who's picked to win?
Tonight's 50-50, but the betting odds, if you bet on Ryan Garcia, your $100 turns into $600 if you bet on Ryan Garcia.
Bet on him just win? Just to win, or is that a knockout? Or
just
is that
to win. That's how crazy it is, Stu. They think that Ryan Garcia is so crazy that he might not even.
Where's this fight at?
It's in Barclays Center in New York.
Is that Madison Square Garden?
No, it's in Brooklyn. It's close to it.
Oh, where the Nets play, right?
Yeah, where the Nets play.
Okay.
But look, see how he does kind of like that.
Yeah.
Shoulder. So, but by the way, Stu, just so that you know, for us boxing people, that's technical brilliance right there. That's very hard to do.
I know.
But this is what I mean about
it's like me loving a 3-0 football game.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like, Stu.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his skill set is that. And that's what I mean is it's not that I don't think he could knock someone out. It's that his style is he just doesn't want to. He just breaks people down. Because look, that's how he throws. Look, he's got the ability to knock someone out.
Yeah.
He does have the ability to do it. And he has been promising that he's going to stand in the middle tonight. So if he stands in the middle tonight,
what is their size comparison?
They're the same. On fight night tonight, they're probably going to both weigh about 155 pounds.
And what are their records?
Devin Haney's 31-0 with 15 knockouts. Ryan Garcia is 24-1 with 20 knockouts.
What were the one losses? Were they?
It was the one loss to Ryan Garcia was last year. They asked him to go down to a weight that he couldn't make. He did it anyways, and then he was attacking the guy, and then he got knocked out. Or he didn't even get knocked out. The fight stopped because he had a separated rib. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
So he didn't get like knocked out cold or anything like that. So they're both still peaking. Their bodies are fresh. Nobody's like damaged.
Well, listen, brother. Hey, thank you so much for letting me come on. You need to go and watch your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
buddy.
no, Stu, hey, let me do the proper goodbyes so that everybody can say goodbye to you on everything. So no, Stu, no, thank you, man. Thanks for spending all that time too. We're talking about life.
Do this, Alex. Do this though. Call me when the fights are done. Let me know what happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Stu. Absolutely. And thanks, Alex, for coming on.
Actually, you know what? I'll probably we're gonna play. I got him we got the Lego Jurassic Park game. We're gonna play that for a little bit, but okay. I'll probably end up buying the fight. When do you think it'll be on for real? Like those two guys.
5 o'clock. Oh, the main event? Well, you got to watch the other ones. Stu, trust me, you're gonna appreciate watching the 5 o'clock on. If you're gonna pay for it anyway, start watching it at 5. I'm sorry, I don't mean 5 your time. 8. It's 8 o'clock your time, Stu. 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
My bad.
5 is in 20 minutes here.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
No fucking way.
No,
okay,
Stu, listen. Stu,
okay,
go to
that
the
makes
zone.
More sense.
Stu, if you go to the zone, if you go to DAZN on YouTube right now, the fights are free. These first set of fights are free. You don't. Okay. You don't have to pay for the pay-per-view until 8 o'clock tonight.
Well, I mean, again, you appreciate the preseason football games. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I can watch the preseason football games. That's what's on right now, but I'm not a fucking.
Okay, I'm going to turn you on to why I want you to watch the 8 o'clock. Okay, this is the reason why. If you're going to pay for it anyways, you might as well watch the 8. There's a kid who's from Ohio.
No, is that when it starts? You're confusing me.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Okay, all right. Yes. Okay, I will watch those preseason football games then for sure. I keep getting confused. I'm thinking that there's fights right now you're about to watch.
Yeah, no. I see what you're saying.
Nothing's on right now for another 3 hours, right?
Right. You got 3 hours, too. 8 o'clock.
Tell him, say, hey, brother.
Hey, you know what? Alex, man, he's throwing those punches too. You might want to start training him a little bit.
Dude, it's
just for fun, though.
I have a lot. No, I mean, training wise, I love the training, but man, those guys, man, that's a tough business, bro.
It is. I would never advise your son to do that.
That's hardcore. It's a tough motherfucker to do that shit, buddy.
Yeah, it's definitely better for Alex to go to football. That's for sure.
I mean, some of that shit, it's like some of those guys, I get it because, they grew up where they had to fucking, fight and do that shit. But that's when I watch some of those tapes, man, it's those are some bad motherfuckers, but it takes its just like football. It takes its toll, man. It takes its fucking toll.
No, it really does.
That's why it's amazing. Someone like Mike Tyson that's still functioning.
Dude, he's almost 60.
He's still functioning. You know what I mean? He can still talk and be, because most guys, obviously, most guys are dead.
No, it's
really,
I mean, like it's the old adage too that you can't play boxing. It's a very violent sport. A lot of damage.
And I mean, and I know that like some of the guys are like, listen, this is all I didn't. It's not like I chose that. This is my way to make a living in my. This is all I have. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, no, I have a lot of respect for that. So, I don't know. I'm hoping. I don't know. You know, we'll see here.
Training wise, you know that it's very good for training wise to get really get yourself.
Dude, when I did my boxing training, dude, I want to do it again. I loved it. I absolutely fucking loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, jump rope.
I'm not going to tell you right now, but
double end.
Did I tell you I told you when I fought my trainer, or no?
No, tell us.
No, not right now. I won't, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Tell me on private then.
No. I'll tell you another. No, I can tell it. It's a great story.
Okay.
But it's one of the main things I give my respect to boxers because it's a good story, dude. It's a really funny. It's a good story. It's a very, very. Let's just say this: training 4 hours a day, 6 days a week for about 8 weeks. And all day long, bags, heavy bags, double hang bags, running, sparring, but then 3 1-minute rounds. I was
crazy,
done.
Right, Stu? Stu, from your perspective, because you were at the highest level of NFL,
bro, against my little Golden Gloves Hispanic fucking trainer that was about 5'7". Bro, it's a great story, but yeah, dude,
we should do it on your podcast too. We should talk about it on your podcast.
We will. Okay. All right, man. Hey, I'm getting out of here. You fuck.
All right, brother. Love you, man.
Hey,
bye, Alex.
Bye, Alex.
Bye.
And I'll let you know if I get those fights, which I probably will.
Cool.
All right, brother. Love you.
Yeah, we'll be texting. Thanks, Stu. There you go, guys. Hall of Famer, Purdue legend, Stuart Schwaggart, number 3 overall, third round pick for the Raiders, one of the last people that Al Davis picked out himself. Joined us today for this special boxing episode. Again, I want to use the platform, guys, to all of you guys who are listening, and Stu was very helpful with it, where we just want to talk about life and World Liver Day, organ donation, how my life was saved because of that. And that's why I get to talk to you guys about all these different fun things with the Raiders and boxing. We broke down Haney versus Garcia a little bit, showed you some of the tape. Hopefully Captain Jack doesn't get popped for me showing it. And the only other last thing I want to say to you guys is for you, Matt, if you're still on right now, if you're a really deep boxing fan, because of all the craziness that happened and Ryan Garcia, Stu's right. You guys heard Stu. Like, he thinks it's all a gimmick. I think it's all gimmick too, because it doesn't look like Ryan Garcia is out of shape. If anything, he looks like he filled out really well. And I'm not saying he necessarily will have an advantage in terms of weight because he was 3 pounds over. I'll probably say that he probably has an advantage in terms of hydrating back faster. I don't know if he'll necessarily be bigger than Devin Haney, because if Devin Haney's in shape, he'll probably come in at about 155, 160, probably 155 pounds. Although Cotto used to be able to go from 140 to close to 160. So it's possible Devin Haney could do the same. When you're in really good shape, though, you only really gain about an extra 11 pounds. So yeah, Matt, I didn't know who he was talking about either. Like, I didn't know who that was either. I have no idea. I don't think it's him, but maybe I don't know, man. Sorry, bro. I'm busy doing transplant recovery, so I don't know who that would be. So anyhow, though, the one last thing I want to show you guys that I wanted to try to fit in, and I promise I just want to show this fight. If you're a real deep boxing fan, and this is probably going to be for the folks like Jack Kenna and some of the old school, it kind of reminds me of when Vernon Forrest was the welterweight champion of the world. He had just beaten back-to-back fights with Shane Mosley, who had just beaten De La Hoya, and Vernon Forrest was on top of the world, kind of like Devin Haney. And Vernon Forrest and Devin Haney is a little bit similar in some ways. He ended up fighting a guy by the name of Ricardo Mayorga. And I don't know if you guys remember, Don King promoted him, Nicaragua, kind of crazy, would smoke a cigarette in the ring. And on that fight, Mayorga was like a plus 900, like a 9-1 underdog, something crazy. Well, just so that you guys can see, and this is what I want to bring up, I think that the fight tonight, if you pay for it on the Zone pay-per-view, Haney versus Garcia, I think that you might actually see a fight that looks like Ricardo Mayorga versus Vernon Forrest 1. And that's a very short fight. So I am going to go ahead and let you guys just see what happened on that before I get out of here. Here it is right here. You guys should be able to see it all right now. You can see who Ricardo Mayorga is. You can see who Vernon Forrest is. Ricardo Mayorga is the Nicaraguan who is the underdog in this fight. You see Vernon Forrest. This doesn't last very long. So I feel like this fight's going to end up about this action-packed. If Devin Haney truly is going to go toe-to-toe, like he says, if he's really going to go for it and he wants to go toe-to-toe, see how Vernon Forrest should be boxing him back. But here's Vernon Forrest. He's trying to keep that distance. And you see how Mayorga's throwing those big power looping style punches. And at the time, that's kind of, he was known for that, like kind of like a surprising type power when he hit you. And Ryan Garcia's got even more of that, got even more popped in his gloves, got even more explosion in his gloves. So, as you're checking it out, I mean, this is just insane. And then when I want to fast forward it for you guys, because then you start to see, see, it's kind of getting in Vernon Forrest's head a little bit. See how Mayorga just kind of keeps attacking him no matter what, right? Vernon Forrest is trying to establish that distance, trying to establish that boxing, right? And he's just going out. See, look at that big left hook, just wide, loopy, but just attacking constantly. See, knocked him down right there. That was in the first round. Vernon Forrest gets knocked down in the first round, completely changes his game plan at this point. Instead of, again, and this is where I think the difference is Devin Haney is disciplined enough that I would think that he'll stick to his game plan, but you never know. Him and his dad keep talking about how they're going to go down the middle and they're going to stay in the middle of the ring. They're going to knock out Ryan Garcia, but look at what Vernon Forrest, when he tried to do that, look at how Mayorga was able to bully him. And I do think Ryan Garcia might actually be stronger. So I don't know if that's the correct game plan for Devin Haney. And then essentially I'll get you guys here and you can see the cadence of the fight happening. So I will now fast forward it for you to get to the last sequences of what happens here. This is essentially, so remember Ricardo Mayorga was 9-1 underdog, I believe, at this time. Vernon Forrest is on top of the world. I think he was even pound for pound because he had beaten Shane Mosley back-to-back at this time. Look what Mayorga does to him. And this kid, that right there, look at that right hand. And everybody, even I've heard a lot of the other different boxers saying that Ryan Garcia might actually clip Devin Haney with the right hand, not the left hook. There you go. The fight's over. And that's how it all ended. Vernon Forrest loses the title. Ricardo Mayorga becomes the champion. And very possible that that's what's going to happen tonight on Haney versus Garcia. I got a bunch of Shield Squad and a bunch of people in the Raider Nation has been asking, well, what do you think? Again, all I care about is what's good for the sport of boxing. And I think what's going to be good for the sport of boxing is if we see these guys really do go toe-to-toe. If it ends up being too technical and where the the viewing pan, the paying fans end up seeing a technical fight that they can't really understand what's going on, then I don't think that'll be good for boxing in America at all. But if this ends up being a banger, like they're promising, if it ends up being like that, then plus 600 going against Ryan Garcia. I don't know, man. 6-1. It's a little too much. I think it should be closer to 50-50 in my opinion. So let's see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please press those like buttons. Please subscribe. I want to thank Captain Jack for allowing me this time with Stuart Schwaggart to get a chance to talk about World Liver Day and talk about organ donation and how important that is. April is Donate Life Month, so please, everyone, consider organ donation in your lives. Please get your health checked. Please get your liver checked. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to all the people who showed up. Edward, Matt, thank you guys. You know, I appreciate everybody here. Wish you guys all a very good weekend and have fun watching Haney versus Garcia tonight on the Zone pay-per-view.